Well, good morning, church. This is Pastor Charlie, and we're almost done with First Thessalonians. There's two more sections, really, that we're going to be going through, but they may take us a little while. They're a little detailed. So I'm going to read from First Thessalonians chapter 5, starting at verse 12, and I'll probably read down to verse 22. It says, "We ask you, brothers, to respect those who labor among you and are over you in the Lord and admonish you, and to esteem them very highly in love, because of their work. Be at peace among yourselves. And we urge you, brothers, admonish the idle, encourage the faint-hearted, help the weak, and be patient with them all. See that no one repays anyone evil for evil, but always seek to do good to one another and to everyone. Rejoice always, pray without ceasing, give thanks in all circumstances, for this is the will of God for you in Christ Jesus. Do not quench the spirit. Do not despise prophecies, but test everything. Hold fast to what is good. Abstain from every evil." Paul identifies really three categories of people. You have what we're supposed to do with leaders, what we are supposed to do amongst ourselves with each other, and then how we are supposed to act, kind of an internal critique. So our leaders, amongst ourselves, and kind of an internal idea of what we're supposed to be as those who follow the teachings of the scriptures. And so here we are. Let's look at verse 12 again. "And we ask you, brothers, to respect those who labor among you and over you in the Lord and admonish you." He's asking them. He could be commanding them, but he's not really commanding them. He's asking his brothers and sisters, those who are believers. And he says to respect those who labor over among you. So respect those who labor among you. This is the idea of a shepherd, somebody who's coming in among you and they're working among you. And the idea is to know them. Know and recognize them. Recognize those who are working hard among you in caring for the flock. The church is to recognize elders and place them into an area of leadership. And he says, respect them, know them, recognize them for what it is that they are doing. And what are they doing? They're laboring among you. They're laboring. They're working hard. And the idea is almost to exhaustion for the Lord in the community of believers. And they are serving the church, trying to help them in their spiritual walk and in their spiritual abilities. He says, recognize them, respect them who labor among you and are over you in the Lord. Over you. This is the idea of the overseer, the one who's kind of watching over the church and making sure the church is headed in the right direction. And so then he also says, and are admonishing you. This is the idea of the elder, the one who is making sure that doctrine is correct and teaching rightly and not allowing false teaching to seep its way into the church. And so he really identifies those three ideas. We have the shepherds, the pastors, teachers. We have the overseers and the elders, and those terms are really synonymous, but Paul doesn't even use them. He's just recognizing the work done under those titles, in those titles. And he tells the brothers in the church to respect them, to recognize them, and to esteem them very highly in love. You esteem them very highly in love because of their work. This is the work that they have been given. This is the work that they have been granted. This is the work that they are doing. And you're to love them as they're doing this work. It's not a personality. It's not your favorite person. It's a person that is doing those three things. What three things was that? They're laboring among you. They are over you, kind of overseeing the church, and they're admonishing about doctrine, Christian living, those kinds of things. And so you are to esteem them very highly in love because they are doing this work. And one of the ways to do that, and he's about to give you, this is the best way to do that, is to be at peace among yourselves. let peace, the peace of God, the peace that comes from the scriptures, reign in amongst the church. And if you are doing that, you're doing that because you have people laboring among you, watching over, giving direction, and admonishing by taking away false teaching or correcting Christian living. And in that way, as the pastors, the overseers, the elders are doing that, then the church is to come into peace. It's come into a place of tranquility amongst ourselves. The world may be on top of us, but in the church we'll be at peace. And you've heard it all the time. You've maybe done this to your kids. Just love one another, be at peace. That is what Paul is commanding. He's actually requesting of his church as an apostle. We ask you, brothers, to respect those who labor among you and are over you in the Lord and admonish you, and to esteem them very highly in love because of their work. And be at peace among yourselves. Church, have a great day. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.